Hi, my name's Elizabeth, I'm a marine biologist, and here on Marine Mumbles and during this scientific sketchbook sessions I draw and answer the questions of what is the weirdest and wackiest things in our oceans, and of course why they are so unbelievably wonderful. And that's kind of a bit of a spoiler today about where you're going to find the answer to this question that we are talking about, which is what is the world's strongest natural material? Spoiler, going to be in the sea. For a long time, spider silk has been known to be the strongest type of material, but in 2015 this was overthrown by something a lot cooler to me because you can find it in the sea. Rhyming. But not only that, you don't have to get a submarine and find this. It's not a rare species tucked away hundreds of meters below sea level or in the tropics. This is something that you can find if you put on your wellies and head down to your local beach, pretty much I reckon anywhere in the world. Which is great because this channel is basically a celebration of rockpooling, making this the perfect question to answer. So if that sounds like your cup of tea and you like rockpooling or anything to do with the ocean really, just make sure to subscribe to not miss out on weekly videos that I post every Wednesday evening. Thanks! So this creature has been featured many a time right here on this channel because it's a cornerstone of rocky shore ecosystems. They're always there, but you might have overlooked them because they kind of look a bit like a rock. I am talking about limpets. Limpets are awesome marine snails that have this shell that basically looks like a rock and helps them survive out of water. When the tide goes out to stop them drying out and to stop them getting eaten, their shell fits into the rock and they kind of clamp down really, really strongly. You have to really go out with a chisel basically to get it off. That's how strong this clamp is, and that helps them survive. But it isn't actually the shell that is the strongest natural material. It is in fact its teeth. Why does a limpet need absolutely extraordinarily strong teeth, you might ask? Well, it's because of the way that they get their food. They feed on biofilm, which is an invisible, can't see with the eye layer of microorganisms such as diatoms and bacteria, and just all these microorganisms form this film. And this is what limpets eat. And to get this film off of the top of the rocks, they need to use a radula, which is a specialised tooth, which is their teeth. It works like a sander and will scrape up the little bits of biofilm that come off the surface, like this movement, kind of. But that means that all day they are spending their time scraping rocks, which makes me shudder. It's not something I want to spend my time doing. So it's pretty great that they have evolved this super, super strong material as their teeth, because otherwise that is really going to hurt and there will be too many trips to the dentist. Teeth. How strong is this material? Well, the researchers that discovered this at the University of Portsmouth in 2015 measured the tensile strength of the makeup, the materials and the chemical elements and stuff that goes into this limpet's tooth. And how they test tensile strength is basically you put energy into a bit of material and you measure until it breaks. And then that's the strength that you measure. So the tensile strength of a radula's tooth is if you took this bit of spaghetti and you could put 3,000 bags of sugar onto this before it would break. I mean, that's pretty incredible. That's just crazy. That's so strong. That is definitely almost impossible. And it also means that their teeth is stronger than we can make our own steel, which I think is crazy. Bearing in mind that steel is like a stronghold of the world of strength. I don't know, it's strong. But this serves as a great example that something that just you can overlook is really common and in the classic sense of the term, isn't very interesting, can actually provide a really awesome evolutionary trait that can be useful to us. We can now study the components of that material and try and use what we know about their regulars now in our everyday lives. And if you don't have an argument for protecting all species and trying to preserve biodiversity in all environments for the sake of the fact that we should protect them for their own lives, then at least use this as an example to show you should protect them for us. If you just think that this is a common limpet that has this unbelievably extraordinary teeth just sitting there, imagine what else there is in rainforests, the rest of the ocean, salt marshes, mangroves, jungles, even savannas and deserts. All of these different places hold a really unique, biodiverse range of organisms, and we need to do everything we can to preserve them. So if you don't want to preserve them because you don't really care about limpets and, you know, don't think it's important to keep every organism that we can alive, then just think those organisms could be the key to our futures becoming more sustainable, to humanity being a lot better off in the future than we are now. So don't underestimate the common limpet. It could mean a lot more to us than we realised, as well as all the other creatures in the world. And you might think that that is a bit of a preaching link, but I honestly think about it for a second. Genuinely think about the implications of how awesome nature is, because we've been on this planet for a tiny blip in time, and these creatures have been around for millions of years. Don't you think that nature would have come up with a solution to a problem over 1 million years compared to the 100,000 that we've been on the planet? Just something for you to think about this Wednesday. So if you like sketchbook sessions, if you like rock pooling, ocean, marine life, then make sure to subscribe, like this video, and please comment below about weird creatures that you want to see me draw, weird creatures you want to learn about, and why you think they're wonderful, or whatever you fancy. Let's just have a chat. I love talking, as you can probably tell. Until then, have a great week, guys, and I hope you see some limpets and their terrifying teeth. Bye, guys.